Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far and that you're doing well. For this video we'll be going through an unboxing of the high grade 1 to 144 Shin Burning Gundam. And this particular Shin Burning Gundam is out of the Gundam Build Metaverse, I dare say, short series. And this was released back in 2023 by good old Bandai. So, getting straight into the nitty-gritty, front of the box with the very vibrant typical artwork that we usually see on the front of Gundam boxes. Very much liking the look, colour and feel. So we've seen the Burning Gundam in various iterations in the past, so it will be very interesting to see what we get out of this incarnation. And of course, if you have seen Metaverse, you know exactly what to expect. But that does look very, very cool. Bottom of the box, so just trying to slide through some of these things. So it's just going through some of the different accessories, weapons, modes and things like that. I won't go into full detail. But it does look very, very cool. And I'm a huge fan of this look alone, just because it does have that nice little throwaway back to the Master Gundam. Just, it's been done in more of a Shin Burning Gundam fashion, and it works well. It's just sliding through the rest. So yeah, in terms of playability, I would say that this kit should have it in spades. Now I will mention there is apparently a little interesting tidbit about the clear parts used. Allegedly it's a polarized resin, so unlike previous clear parts that we've had with Gunpla, which tend to just be that static look unless they were lucky enough to be reactive under a black light, these will have general reactivity based on how you look at them and what type of light. So that'll be very interesting. Very cool. Other side of the box, just a nice shot front and rear, and just some information about the Build Metaverse. It's unfortunate it was only 3 episodes long, but it was very nice. It was also very cool to see a lot of familiar faces back again. So that was a nice look of the outside of the box. I guess at this point in time to get all the runners out, have a look at the manual, and get a better idea of what to expect with this particular kit. And with everything out of the box. So, front of the manual for the Shin Burning Gundam, we have a nice line art of the front of the Shin Burning Gundam, as well as a nice array of text. We also have some information about its pilot, which is nice to see Sakai again as well. Where was he from? He was from Tri-Fighters. Gosh, that's going back a bit as well. But how cool is that? That's the front. We're obviously going to have one of those weird manuals that don't have a real front and back, maybe? Doesn't have a real back. Different. Before getting into the manual too much, we do have the usual parts list as well. There will be a few X's, primarily on the A and B, some of the D, and a few others, which does make me suspect A and B are probably a reprint, I suspect, from a previous Burning Gundam. Then there's some nice little tidbits about the Gunpla evolution point, and yeah. This is information about the polarized clear parts. If I can actually make sure that it's actually in view of the camera. Otherwise, as for the build, well, the build is very typical high-grade build. Now, I thought it was going to be a lot of a copy and paste of a previous Burning. Just looking at the chest, I feel that is not the actual case. At the same time, don't quote me, only because I have actually not built the Burning Gundam. I think I built one of the previous ones, but given that there's about 4 different variations. Otherwise, build instructions are pretty much stock standard for high grade. The formatting has changed a little bit, which isn't too bad. I think it's visually a bit more pleasing, even if it does make things feel a bit longer. And then once the main Gundam is done, pretty much going through the accessories, the weapons, and things like that. And then otherwise there's some extra instructions on how to manipulate some of these different configurations and things like that. And then lastly, weapons and things like that. Very cool. So that was the menu. Okay, as for the actual inclusions. Sticker sheet, which surprisingly is actually not as big as it could be. Some of those will probably definitely need to be used. The array of black items may not need to be used depending where they're going. It's quite possible a black pen will do all of that quite easily. As for the runners, we have an A runner in grey, which I think does look somewhat familiar. B runner in grey, which once again I think actually does look a little bit familiar. Print back in 2015, so yes, most likely it is a copy. To be honest, the scabbard does look very familiar. That was the B runner. C runner in white, so we actually haven't hit any multicolor runners just yet. I actually don't think there is. So we have one of those. D runner in a nice red. Now this has to be a bit more recent. No, 2015. No, of course, because it's still probably on a copy. Anyway, don't mind me. E1 in a bit of a... Ooh, I'm going to say midnight blue from my Warhammer days. It's one of those, kind of looks like a blue, but kind of looks like a purple, which is weird because it would look great when wet, different when dry. Not that it was a bad thing. We have the F runner in that resin clear color, so it's a bit of a blue, but I have noticed depending how you angle it, you can notice a bit more of this resin quote pearlescent close quote look about it. But obviously that's just based on the lighting that I have available on me right now. It will probably look different later. We have two G runners, a G1 and a G2. Can I put them together? The answer is yes. So we're back into this clear resin type look again. Now, normally, I almost want to say it's like a light salmon pink. Currently. But once again, if you do angle it, you do get that nice little pearlescent finish coming across. That's very cool. So that's G1, G2. We have two H runners. One is in grey, one is in red. So it's just basically a half and half. So they were once a full H runner, and then they became separated post-birth. We have a small I runner in yellow. And then lastly, we have a PC002 poly cap. Standard poly cap. Probably about 90% of those will be used. And that will bring us to the end of the unboxing of the high grade 1-144 Shin Burning Gundam out of Gundam Build Metaverse. At some point in time, I'm definitely going to have to go back and like build all the Burning Gundam variants. I think I did start with one, and then after that it just dwindled over time. But I'm definitely liking the look, and there's a few little interesting accessories and modes on this one that do strike my fancy, because I do actually like some of the design elements of the Master Gundam. So I do like how some of those have come through into this and just basically built on top of the original Burning Gundam frame. So, suffice to say, this is going to be a very fun build. There are some big parts in there. It happens. But I'm not going to be too worried about those when the time comes. Going to leave the unboxing video there. It's gone a little bit longer than usual, but I am a little bit on the rusty side. Thank you very much for watching this unboxing video. Feel free to leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. All of this does help support the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account. Link is in the description below. Otherwise, it's the same handle as the YouTube channel. Speaking of links, forgot to mention at the beginning, I did grab the Shin burning from HobbyLink Japan, as I do 99% of my Plamo acquisitions. It's probably less than 99, but doesn't matter. There'll be a link to the Shin burning Gundam in the description. General disclaimer, strong possibility that the kit will be on back order. It does happen a lot these days, especially after 2020. So if you're not too worried with waiting, and pricing obviously is competitive for you, feel free to drop your order there. There's obviously a few perks of doing that with private warehouse and things like that. But yes, link in the description. Check it out. With that being said, stay safe, take care, and I will catch you all in a future video, which hopefully will be slightly shorter in length. See ya.